We are live. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are going to be alive with the paint, breathing, repeating. What's up? Wow, Vlad, you changed your picture. So, hey, we're going to be live with a wonderful artist in a few minutes. So, hang on here. We have Gold, we have what's up? And Vlad's here. Um oh, we're going live with a Gold, it looks like, with and we're going live on the but it's all good. That's what happens. We're going live. You have not Do you have sound? Hey, are you coming in from your other channel?
Oh, sorry. Am I? Oh, no. Wait, maybe I
Okay,
switch.
you can come back to the other channel.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. These things happen. It's interesting when you have different channels, they're all coming in. Adam, lockdown. Are you in lockdown, Adam? Tell me what's going on. We have Susan. Hey, Susan. We are going to be live in a minute. An artist discussion. It's going to be exciting. I'm already excited. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We have two different channels, so we're all like, getting this together. Hey, VSA, what's up? Hey,
Now
there
I'm
you
back.
are.
Sorry.
Perfect. No, you're right on time. You're right on time for all of this. How are you doing?
I'm excellent. Thank you. How are you?
I'm well. Yeah, great weekend, birthday, everything, and yeah.
Me too.
You too. You too. When was your birthday?
On 8th of June last
Really?
week. Yes.
Wow. What do you do?
Uh, Barely nothing. I spent a day in silence. You won't believe it. And I started to study at university last year, and I had lectures on these days, so I barely did nothing on my birthday. But it was fine for me. And still kind of lockdown here in Austria, so it's okay.
Yeah, I feel like it's you know what I like to do? I like to do celebrate the whole month long, you know?
I am with you.
Yeah, because then it's like no pressure. No pressure, you relax, do what you need to do. And especially now, meet up with a few friends, it's fine.
Yes, yes. So, how's the situation at yours? Are you still
Yeah.
in
Yeah, I'm,
quarantine or? Yep.
I'm in Pittsburgh. Yeah, it's very, it's opened up, but I think it's gonna not last very long because no
Oh,
one's wearing, hardly anybody's wearing masks. Yeah.
okay.
How about you?
Interesting because we don't have to wear masks anymore since yesterday. Yeah, yesterday, and the borders are open again. So I had the chance to see my parents after 4 months. Hey.
Wow.
But was really
Did we,
good.
did we,
Yeah,
oh, wait.
yeah.
So for everybody else, what's your name and where are you? Because they don't necessarily know.
So my name is Sabine, and I live in Austria, in Innsbruck. But originally, I'm from Germany, from Munich, and my profession is I'm a goldsmith. I'm a master gold and silversmith, and I have my business here in Innsbruck. And yeah, and beside this, I'm an ink painter. This is how we met.
Yes. Yeah. So the gold and silversmith, that's kind of your main thing normally.
It
But
is. It is.
when
It
did you
is.
start ink painting?
I started, I would say, 5 or 6 years ago. I went to an annual Zen retreat. I'm practicing Zen, and I went to a Zen monastery. And in the dining hall, I saw a wonderful picture at the wall, cranes and a pine, and it was black and white. And I had the instant feeling I have to learn this. But it's not very easy to find a teacher in Europe. This is, well, it's a Zen practice and it's a Japanese practice. So how to find something? And I find a Swiss lady who lived, I think, 20 years in Japan, and she's a really, really master in Sumi-e, and she
Who is this?
became my
Sorry, we got cut out for a second. Who is this? Who did you find?
a Swiss lady who is a Sumi-e and Zen teacher, and I had the chance to learn from her in a Zen monastery in Germany, and yeah, so I practiced ever since.
Wow, wow. Maybe you can teach us something here then.
Well, I guess you know the basics of ink painting. The Japanese technique is called Sumi-e. It's spelled S-U-M-I and E. And it's the name for black ink painting or black ink path. And you basically, I know you use liquid paint, liquid ink, but normally you have, this is your ink. It's a block. It's like pressed charcoal you have. Yay! So, and here you have a stone. It's a special stone. There's a little bit of water normally in here, and then you rub the ink to get black, let the water black, basically. Then you have a whole lot of nice Japanese brushes. Well, this is my best brush here. It's pretty expensive, like everything from Japan. And but it lasts very long. So you get it one time and you don't have to replace it for a very, very long time. And I like to paint with white ink too. So I have the same here. I don't know if you've seen this, the same in white.
Yeah, I haven't gotten the
much...
white stone yet. I've only gotten the white.
I have white ink,
pouring ink.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I have a friend in Vienna. She's Japanese and she's a calligraphy teacher, and she goes to Japan every month, and she's bringing me the fine stuff.
Oh, wow!
I'm very lucky. So
you're very lucky.
And from time to time we have like colored ink, but basically black and white. So
yeah, because you've been doing more colored lately, right?
Did, yes, because there are some requests. Well, I do commission work since a while, but for me it's still more like my spiritual Zen practice. And for myself and for my practice, I prefer the black ink and the original Sumi, and like the very basic brush strokes, and being in a contemplative mood and everything. So, but sometimes there are requests for colored pictures, so I do.
Because it's like this strange balance, right, between like the Zen and then the commission, and how do you balance?
Totally. I struggle with this a little bit, because in my profession as a gold and silversmith, my work is based on commission every day, and I do what my customers want me to do, with a lot of creative freedom, of course. But I never expected this for my hobby. You know, I never wanted this in my paintings, but it kind of took over. So I try to find the balance, but it's okay. I'm doing well with this now, and I ever felt like I don't want to make money with my spiritual practice. I don't know. Is this understandable?
Yeah,
it's totally. It's like my meditation practice. And so I decided from the beginning to donate quite a bit of all the earnings from my paintings. And I always try to find nice projects to donate quite a bit of the income of the paintings.
Oh, that's beautiful. And that's beautiful how it incorporates into your gold and silver work. That it's not just it's not just like total, just like giving it away. It's balance between giving.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
And within the years, I more and more find a balance and a good feeling for it. So there were years of struggling, even with the gold and silversmith thing. I never knew exactly how to value my own work and how to find a balance between total artistic creativity and freedom, and to do it commercially, you know. So, but this is familiar to everyone. I show you a picture. I guess you have seen it. You have seen my octopus paintings on music sheets, I guess, you know?
Yes. Yeah, but I don't know that everybody else here has, so that's really nice.
So I started to paint aquarelle paintings on vintage music sheets. We have very nice second-hand shops here in Innsbruck, and they sell old music sheets. Right. This is the octopus. And I started to paint on these old music sheets. It's quite a lot of fun, but I had to paint this octopus, I guess, 30 times. And I really don't want to paint it anymore. Please. No octopus.
Wow.
It's a lot of fun, but I don't like to be so repetitive, you know.
Yes, I do know. I do know that it takes part of the what you want to do. But you also have a pin that's an octopus, right? That you could show us that you have on.
This is a brooch I made.
Yeah, maybe you could get closer to the camera with that.
Can you see this?
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, a little bit closer, maybe. There we go. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that. I don't think
I really like huge jewelry. I've seen you sometimes with a huge necklace.
Yeah, I have one.
Sure. Great.
Yeah.
Like
it's quite a thing, the big jewelry.
So our video has stopped.
Hmm?
Yeah, I really like it. Because I spent years to make so many tiny little things, and I feel my creativity in bigger pieces, you know, and like really hammering. I'm a goldsmith, you know. As a smith, you have to hammer. And this is really fun, and I'm really happy. You know, Innsbruck, where I live, is a pretty small town. But we have a huge variety of goldsmiths here, and jewelry designers, and I'm pretty close with them, and we have a nice community, and we all are very happy because we have really creative, open-minded customers for a small town. It's brilliant, you know. And over the last year, I did a few huge pieces for film productions, for movie productions, and now I'm working with a photographer on a project. And so we need huge stuff because in movies you need something not too tiny.
It needs to be a little bit bigger, bigger than life, right?
Well, what we did for the movie last year is pretty much a body jewelry from here to there, and a mask and everything.
Wow, what movie is it? Is it something that we would know?
Maybe next year. It's a short movie, a young filmmaker from Innsbruck. I share the information with you soon, okay?
Yeah, maybe you can write it in the comments after this is posted.
I will.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. And I want to check out some of this other stuff. So I really like these cranes. We're just going to talk about. I love this. You're like folding. You're folding. What are you doing here?
This is it's made of silver or brass, and what I can show you are tiny earrings. Can you see them?
Wow.
These crane earrings. You pull through the ear like this. And this is the small version of it. what you show at the moment is the big version. And what I did was folding the crane and then hardening the whole piece with, I don't know the word, epoxy to make it. Yeah, right. So the paper is hardening, and then I make a mold of it, and then we cast it. So this is basically a cast of the original origami.
Wow, that's so cool.
It's
and
pretty,
so then you have all like
is,
the little pore holes and stuff like that. And
right.
okay,
And
I took
what
a couple metal classes.
oh, cool, very cool.
Yeah,
So
I've done a lot of welding, but also some like
oh,
other.
cool, yeah. So
a lot of welding.
may I ask you too?
Yeah.
I would love to know about your background as an artist. So, did you went to an art college, or what did you do?
Yeah, well, I studied for a while with dance photography and like photography with jazz, and I studied like liberal arts and psychology and business, and then I went and got my 4-year degree in industrial design, so product and system design.
Cool.
So as part of that, since I had all these credits out of the way, I took things like woodworking and metal, and for a while I was just doing a lot of figure painting, and so I worked with a lot of watercolor and Sumi ink. So recently, when this quarantine happened, even before this actually, I was like getting back into like drawing from my time in India, and and my friend's like, oh, why don't you just make it big? I'm like, oh, I have the Sumi ink, I'll just make it big, make whatever I'm doing with pen and paper, make it big. So then I got back into Sumi ink, and also I've been into Paul Rep's work. I don't know if you know about him.
No, not really.
So he's like a Zen guy. He put together a big collected work of Zen koans.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So it's called Zen Flesh, Zen Bones, and so he put together that work, and then he also wrote a bunch of other ones. Like he had this thing called Zen Telegram, so it was like there'd be like kind of a Sumi ink image and some writing, and that inspired my last work, which is like my photography and video is my profession more, has been, but I'm kind of like, oh, where does that fit into being an artist? So now with quarantine, I can't go out and photograph and do video so much.
Yeah.
So, so I'm seeing what else like this, what different things come up.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. And so I'm like, oh, like if I just paint for 10 hours a day, something will happen,
Yeah. So did you ever feel stuck in your creativity during the quarantine? Because, friends and family and some people told me like, well, cool, good for you. You have time to create new things. And I felt like, no, my biggest achievement is to get up and to survive. But this was only for 2 or 3 weeks. After that, I was fine, but it was not so easy. How was it for you?
Well, first I have to say hi to Shay. Shay is down here. When there's comments, you can also say hey to anybody if you know anybody that comes in here. So for me, I go on these long travels, and so for me, it's like cut myself off. Hey, Ferd Film. I cut myself off from all the things that I know and love and I'm used to. And so I try to figure out like how can I get myself into a new state of like mind and consciousness and move forward. And
right.
And for me, I was recently like I was faced with a lot of passing aways. So I was working through it with like photography and poems in the same way Paul Rep's was. Like just like but with photos and poems instead of like paint and words. So it's like a few words with photographs. So I guess that for me was like the steps, and then picking up the paintbrush was like, oh, I'm gonna do this thing every day and keep working at it.
Okay.
So that was like this portrait series, And then that launched me into like, I need a break from that and just like put paint on a page.
Yeah.
How do you
Very
find that
interesting.
balance for you to like, because I'm sure like this must be some balance to your goldsmith work.
Yeah, well, in Austria, the shops were allowed to open again. I would say my shop is open since 10 weeks now again. It was only closed like 6 weeks. And, this is pretty personal, but I'm a person who loves to live, to be alone, and to spend days in silence and in quiet, you know. And I really enjoyed the break a little bit, because I live near Innsbruck, but half of the week I live on a farmhouse in high up in the mountains alone. And I enjoyed this a lot, and I spent the time there. And springtime in Austria was so beautiful this year, and it was so intense. And I spent the time in the woods and took long walks, and had much time for the Zen practice. And this, hard to explain, but it was a little bit shocking to go back to work. It was overwhelming. It was like, and what I didn't expect was so many customers in the Goldsmith shop after the lockdown. I did never expect to have so much work, and I'm really, I'm so blessed. This is good news. I never expected having so much to do, but it was so overwhelming after this quiet time. But of course, I had fears, existence, fears of how to move on financially. Everybody had the same fears, I guess. But in the same time, it was a deep emotional time, and I never felt down or something, but I felt like I have to use the time right. And of course, being creative, but not overwork, not push too hard, because sometimes there was the feeling I have to work, I have to move on. And after a while, I felt no, I don't have to add anything on top. It's enough. Everything is here. It's enough. And this was really a really good feeling. Joyful.
Yeah, it must be. What parts of that Zen lifestyle are you going to reincorporate into your life now?
Um, I meditate a lot. The meditation practice is all over the day, and move on slowly, and always remind that everything is here already. This is what I basically incorporate all over the day. And I try to, I told you that I started to study at university last year, and I study religious studies.
Really?
Yes, I do. Out of interest, I'm so interested in why are people religious? What is God to every one of us? And why do we believe at all? And this is takes big part of my life, because the studies are very intense at the moment. We have to read much, and it's all online. This is half very good, because I never could go to Munich to the university at the moment. So it's brilliant to have Zoom meetings with the other students and the professors. It's a lot of fun. And so this takes a lot of my daily life. And I'm very confident with this. My Zen practice is getting deeper, less questions, more from head to heart base. And it's more, I'm getting more and more.
Answering from that place.
Right. And I sent you some pictures. I don't know.
Yes,
are you familiar with the 10 ox herding pictures in Zen? Do you know them?
I'm not sure if I know about this, but let's I have it right here. I think it's this one, right?
Right, this is it. This is it. This is a very interesting, very old symbolic painting of Zen enlightenment, like the story of an ox herder who is trying to find his ox. He don't know if there is an ox. It's basically a water buffalo, but it's called the 10 ox herding pictures in Zen. And it starts with the ox herder, who is the symbol for you, for the person. And the ox is the symbol for your true self and for like enlightenment. So this is the story of trying to find enlightenment.
So let's go through this basically. What's going on? So the ox herder.
The ox herder is trying, had in mind that he had to find an ox. And the first picture that he's, wait, I have them here. This is the first picture.
Oh, cool.
The ox herder without any ox, not an ox at all. And he tries to find it. And in the next picture, he is finding traces. Wait, sorry, I put them here. The ox herder is finding traces of his ox. So he gets a glimpse of that there might be something like a true self. In the next picture, you can see the ox behind a tree and is very, very happy to see it. And these pictures are traditionally painted in the Enso. This is not my idea. This is traditionally inside here. In the next picture, he is he's trying to catch the bull, the ox. See, he's in big trouble. And this is basically the trouble of peace of mind. In the next picture, he is taming the ox and is successful in this. The ox is willing to go with him. And in the next picture, this is a very important one. He's going back home on the back of the ox and playing a flute. And he's sitting backwards on the ox. What is a symbol for he's so confident now in his practice of meditation and mindfulness that he don't even have to look where the ox is going. He's totally okay with this. In the next picture, the ox herder is at home. You can see him here lying down, and the ox has vanished. The ox is not anymore from importance. It plays no role where the ox is.
Wow.
And in the next picture, ox herder and ox vanished. It's only the Enso. This is the emptiness of mind. And then the story kind of goes backwards because there are very old paintings of this circle, and some of them ends now here with the Enso. But but then here it goes on. This is like a painting of nature, of bamboo and water. And this is the ox.
Lose you for a second. Hey, Josh.
Can you hear me?
There we go. Yeah, I can see you. Yeah, okay. We're back.
So here the mind and the ox herder are back to true nature. This is all you need. It's just to accept it is what it is. And then now the last picture, well, is a very beautiful one. This is not a Buddha. I don't know, you're surely familiar with Buddhai. This is a historical monk from China. And Buddhai was always on the marketplace with his clothes bag, and he was on the marketplace a little bit like Santa Claus spreading gifts to children. And he was a very happy person. And this is the symbol for what you should be as an enlightened person. You should be approachable, open-minded, and taking part in daily life, not be, sometimes enlightenment is mixed up with, I don't know, being in another world. But this is the symbol for being down to earth as an enlightened person. Be approachable, be open, and be on the marketplace.
So to still be connected with humanity,
right.
To not be separated from
exactly.
humanity, but part
exactly.
of the human
yeah.
relation.
Yeah. And
yeah.
And there are historical paintings, of course, but I liked it as a spiritual practice for me to paint them. And it was so joyful, really fun.
Wow. Have you ever thought about going and getting an ox now?
I would love to. I find water buffaloes so gentle, beautiful animals. Oh, I guess our Wi-Fi is really not good.
No, her Wi-Fi. Tiffany's.
Okay.
Yeah, Tiffany's here. She's gonna come back.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm reading the comments, by the way. New Kumo says it's really interesting and beautiful series. It's like an al fresco. It's like an al fresco. Yeah.
So nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to have animals on my farm, but it does not cooperate with my lifestyle of driving around and working and meditating.
You need one that you take with you.
Would be beautiful.
Maybe a bird. I don't know.
Well, I guess I've never seen a water buffalo in Europe. Not well. There are some in Italy, but not in Austria. We have this typical Alp cows with spots on it, and they are all over here in the mountains at the moment.
Really? Can you? How far is it from your one place to the other?
It's about an hour. It's an hour
by car.
By car, driving up the mountains, and it's 1 hour, and
so
it's
about
okay. Not in winter, but now it's okay.
So about 12 hours on the back of a water buffalo.
Well,
Oh, can you hear me?
Would be. It's yeah. Now I can hear you.
So it's about 12 hours on the back of a water buffalo, right?
It is, I'm sure. but only when you are so calm and relaxed that you can sit backwards and play the flute.
It's a good challenge.
It is.
It's a good challenge. One day.
One day.
And then you have you're painting your cat. I think Suzanne said something. So gifted to look on a picture of you, Sabina, right now. A beautiful way.
Hi, Susanne. Susanne is from my Buddhist Sangha. We are meditating together. This is beautiful.
Wow.
Gasho.
Wow. Beautiful, Suzanne. Invite more people. Ask more questions. Say more things. Thank you, Vivian, for joining. And then Delim Mine says thumbs up. And also, anybody who's not following either one of us, go follow the other one up there in the top left-hand corner of the screen. That's how we do this.
Oh, there's a friend There's a friend from Berlin. She's a Sumi-e painter also. STS Berlin, hello.
Wow.
We met last year in Berlin at the vernissage, and I realized that there is a really, really beautiful Sumi-e community all over the world. This is really fun, really.
It's beautiful how Instagram brings it together in certain ways, or can.
It is.
And I like this, like with Instagram Live, and I'd love to see more artists talking with other artists. I find that we have such this power to talk and create and connect together and talk about each other's work. Because it really helps me to just talk to you, and I've heard a lot of feedback just like talking to other artists, the conversations, it helps to inspire others.
Totally, totally. And what I heard from other artists is that especially in the quarantine time now, people are a little bit shy and not so secure about going out and showing themselves and showing what they are doing. So I really appreciate your action in this. This is really wonderful for all of us, bringing together.
Thank you. I feel like I've been I prepared for a couple months, like already, like with my own quarantine and after my grandma passing away. It really, like the Paul Reps and Sumi Inc. really helped me to move through that, and like the poetry with like the simplicity, just like, and I related it to my photography, but that kind of helped me move out of it. So that was about 4 months that I was creating for 5 to 10 hours a day on that series. And then moving into ink now, I feel more able to speak and be up. So this all kind of happened at the, I was supposed to go to the place where Paul Reps, this Zen guy, he passed away. Like he lived the last years of his life. So I had an art residency for a month out in Canada to do this kind of work.
Okay.
So I was like all ready to kind of create this kind of work. So right as this happened, I was like getting ready to just shift gears and figure out like what's going on. So, but I'm glad it can help.
Yeah, I'm sure, because sometimes I can only talk for myself. I'm not so familiar with techniques, and this is really, really good for me to get familiar with stuff like this, and talk to other people about this. Really nice.
Yeah, talking to other people. Sorry, you were saying?
No. Talk.
Yeah, talking to other people just helps so much. Just being in conversation and creating something that's not just us talking, but also sharing with a community. So I'm really glad that you said yes to coming on and sharing your work with a community.
Of course, it's so much fun. Oh, the flamingos.
Tell me about this.
At one point I felt like trying new subjects, because Sumi-e has a lot of very traditional subjects, like of course the Four Noble Gentlemen, what is the bamboo, the plum blossoms, the chrysanthemum. Does it pronounce chrysanthemum?
Yeah, chrysanthemum.
Right, and wild orchid. And you spend a lot of time as an ink painter to always repeat these subjects. And what is really nice, because not one painting is like the other, and you practice and practice. But at one point I felt like I want to try subjects that are not really Sumi-e subject. And I guess the flamingo is pretty much something like this. But it's what I find beautiful with Sumi-e is that you express every color in black and white, if you look at the flamingos, you know the color of them. I don't have to say that they are pink or something, you know it. And I can paint them in black and white, and this is enough. I don't have to add color.
I really appreciate that. And that's, I think, one thing that I like about the Sumi ink is that focus on the black and white.
Right.
Because that's the part we paint in ourselves.
Right.
I don't know.
No, I know what you're saying, if you are practiced enough in Sumi-e, you are able to express every color in ink. And this is what is so special with this technique, for example, my father is a person who loves color. He appreciates my paintings, but he cannot understand how you always can paint in black and white. So I guess I basically started in color for him because I painted a picture for his birthday. he just loves colors. So okay. Well, yeah, and the crow.
You can't quite see his face here, but you'll have to go on. You'll have to go on the page.
Yeah, right. So this is also typical for Sumi, that you catch moments. Not you do not paint fully finished sceneries or something. This is just a moment, and this is this crow with the mouth open. And by the way, I really love crows, and I can watch them all day long, and look what they are doing. They are so intelligent, you know. And this is yeah, I really like to paint it.
Awesome.
Ah, thank you. This is this was the first painting of an animal I painted that I really liked. Yeah, this is, I guess what I wanted to catch in this painting was a very gentle expression, and this worked very well. Not a self compliment, but I really find that this donkey is very gentle. Yeah, the shark too. This is the last painting I've sold. I'm sending it to a customer tomorrow, someone who really loves sharks.
So do you paint? How do you go about that process with selling them now? What's your process, since you just said that?
I don't have a special website or something, but here on Instagram, people approaching me and just asking if they can buy, or if I can paint something for them. And I never expected it that this will work over Instagram, because I don't have a website or Etsy or something. I never had time to establish this properly, but it works very well. And this is a really I don't know. It's on. I send it, and Nubi Como is writing. Do you remember your first Sumi stroke? Can you see this?
Yeah.
Yes, I remember very well. Yes, I do. Yeah, it was in the Zen monastery, and it was no, it was not the bamboo strokes. It was just lines from left to right and right to left and left to right, and this was so fulfilling. From the first moment, it was enough just to paint lines.
Wow. So tell me a little bit about your background in art, and how you kind of like came to be a gold and silversmith.
I was, even in school, I was always interested in art, and I'm from Munich originally, and we used to go to museums, and especially my mom is very affected in arts, and so I was always interested, and I started painting at a very young age. But when I started my profession as a gold and silversmith, you basically only paint jewelry design from this moment. And so I nearly stopped painting for myself. And this is back since, I would say, 5-6 years. And I'm really happy about this, because it was like, it was in kind of a locker, and I totally forgot about this. But what I did all over the years was really go a lot to museums, spend a lot of time with art. I'm totally obsessed with Bauhaus. You as an object designer. So I've been at every single place of Bauhaus, because in Germany we have Weimar, we have Dessau. I have seen all. I've seen the houses where Kandinsky lived and everybody, and I'm so. I don't know. I really adore Lionel Feininger and Oskar Schlemmer and everything, and I can spend ages with Bauhaus.
I love the Bauhaus.
Yeah,
It's amazing. There's so much.
it is.
They did so much, and here's the question I have: do you think there will be a next Bauhaus? What do you think that?
This Wow, this is a good question. Because Bauhaus was so visionary, and it was so new, and it was so I don't know, it was a new completely new time counting of time. I don't know how to express this. This was so new. I have no idea if there's ever a chance in humanity that something can be so new. I don't know, but I'm sure maybe in the digital world and in digital art or something. I don't know, because Bauhaus was so relevant for object design, for fabrics, for interior design, the functional interior design from this moment on. I don't know if we ever. Do you think there might be something like this?
Well, my question is I guess more that like what really unique aspects came together, because it seems to me that it was a unique set we're going to teach and classroom. Would you say that's part
Yeah.
of it?
I would definitely. There was so much coming together but it was also the time what was really important, and the politics in this time, and a certain openness and even women were in the Bauhaus pretty. They were not totally equal to the men, but it started. And there was so much, and the professors were so unique. They come together so many aspects. I think the same, but I have no idea if we ever can expect something like this again. I don't know. This is really interesting, and the furniture, and sometimes I have the feeling we have seen everything already, but but this is not true. I know that this is not true.
Right. It's a very interesting thing, especially when it's with the Sumi ink, when you know each flamingo is unique unto itself.
Right, totally right, right.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the same or interesting question too, because Sumi-e is such a traditional old technique. So what is the development, or is it? Do we want a development in this? And so where am I in this process? Am I stuck in something traditional, or am I the person who is going out of this? I don't know. I don't know yet, but I don't have to know. This
Right.
can develop.
Yeah, because I guess for me, it feels like a medium that has a lot of history and tradition, but also I come from my backgrounds in industrial design, where it's like, okay, this is a medium. How do we use that
Yeah,
medium?
yeah,
How do we
right.
use that material? How do we expand upon the material? And you seem
Yeah,
to be doing some of that, especially with like the music notes and the octopus, and like
right.
where it overlaps with some of your metal work history, right?
Aspect is, the older I become, the more open I become for everything like this. I feel freer every day to experiment and to even as a goldsmith, we are in kind of frames. There are still goldsmiths who would tell you, no, you cannot experiment with non you have to work with gold, silver, platinum, but you cannot work with brass or plastic or I don't know, paper. So, but I don't feel boundaries, you know. And I went to the master school when I was, I started as a goldsmith with 18, and I started master school with, I guess, 26 or something. And the school was totally oriented at the Bauhaus, because my professors were biggest fans of Bauhaus. So we didn't went to the goldsmith workshop at the beginning. We went to the wood workshop at the beginning, and because they thought we have to work big and with wood and bigger materials, not always the tiny stuff. And this was the moment where I realized I don't have boundaries. I can develop, and there's no limit. And when I'm 70, I can still develop as an artist or as a craftswoman. There's still place.
So what are you experimenting with now that excites you?
You don't want to know this. Something crossed my mind, because oh my God, I have a work to do, and I have this work to do since, I guess, 6 weeks, and I try to somehow procrastinate on this. And this is a very traditional thing to do, because we have here in Europe, we have like costume jewelry for the toes, you know, and brought me a handful of fox teeth, and I have to make him a brooch for his head out of this.
Interesting.
So this is my experimenting on different materials like fox teeth. And before I swore to myself, and I never want to work with animal products, because I'm a vegetarian, and I value animals so much. And I was so, I don't know, overwhelmed when he came, because he's a good customer of me, and he's a very gentle person, and he brought fox teeth, and I know that he might have shot the foxes, and I was standing there like, go away with this, I don't want to do it. But now I still have them in my workshop, and I decided today, by the way, to make the best out of it I can, to value the foxes. You know, is this understandable?
Yeah, I think that's so important, is to create with what is already,
right,
as a way to honor
right,
the animals. Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't make any sense if I do it halfway or too quick or something. I want to really value it. I know this is a little bit, I don't know, yeah, emotional, but I have to give it a good twist. So I let you know on the progress.
Yeah,
Well,
I've heard of interesting things where people collect like beaver teeth and
yes,
things
right.
like that. Yes.
They're basically hunting trophies, you know, and this is still a big thing in Europe to make out of jewelry out of these trophies. And to be honest, I really find it disgusting. But you know, maybe it's my job to make the best out of it.
Yeah, they're difficult questions, I feel like.
Hear you at the moment. Aaron, I cannot hear you. Yes, now it's better. Yeah, I get. Ah, now it's better, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
It's
Is Sumi does it traditionally have any animal products in it? Or is it all vegetarian? Or
oh yeah, yes, no, it's not, because at first you have the brushes, you
Mhm.
have a lot of animals in here, and the next thing is that you have in the ink there is I can only explain it with my words. In the to held together the charcoal in it, it's like bone glue.
Bone glue,
It's made
yes.
of bone Mhm. So this is, but yeah, I don't think that we can come around this, because I don't want to use liquid ink. I really appreciate this one. So you know, my only plan for traveling in the next years is going to Japan. And I want to see the manufacturers of all this stuff. I want to see this if possible. And I want to have an idea of how they make it. And maybe this is more comfortable then. So let's see.
Yeah, what I think would be really interesting is for different people to have the Sumi ink producers on Instagram Live. I mean,
Right?
you know, like why I mean, I enjoy traveling across the world on a mission more than anybody else. I think I don't know, but I'm in the top. I'll travel to the Himalayas and just to find a
Cool.
guy.
Cool.
Um,
Cool. Yeah.
you know, I'll travel to the far ends of the earth to find someone or something. Um, but then sometimes it's like, you know, it's nice to be able to bring them on Instagram Live.
Yeah.
Like my next door neighbor, when I was living next up the mountain from the Dalai Lama temple, my next door neighbor was a pranayama teacher, and I was teaching him some Photoshop, and then we became friends. We were like next door neighbor. He's like a yogi swami there,
Cool.
and then we did an Instagram Live, and he did a whole pranayama like
Super.
yogi thing while I was like, I did some painting, and then I just like had him project. I like did a projection thing, and it was just like, it's kind of cool how like even just like the far out ends of the earth, we can now be connected and bring people together and learn about what each other
Right.
do.
Totally, totally. Because I don't know. I sometimes I have the feeling that the traditional craftspeople doing stuff like the Sumi ink and stuff like this want to keep it a little bit secret. But it would really help to see it. And I've seen one video on YouTube. What is really, really brilliant about this? This is a series. It's called "Is Japan Cool?" And I guess it's made from Japanese airlines, I guess. What sounds weird, but the series is Japan Cool? And there's a 20-minute film about the Sumi ink maker. And this is so brilliant. Everything in this video is black. This person is pitch black. The house is pitch black, and he's a traditional ink maker and shows the whole process how he's doing this. And at one point, he describes that he is still working on one special shade of black. And this is the black when sun shines down on a wet crow who is lifting his feathers. And you have the bluish ink, and he's still working on this color. And this impressed me so much, you know. As a craftswoman, I can understand that you are working on a project like this. So you have to watch this video. This is beautiful to see how the ink is made.
So we have 2 minutes left, 1 minute and 50 seconds. So we'll have to do this again sometime.
I guess I'm late. Yeah. Only my site, just to check my site. Can you hear me? I guess our Wi-Fi is
Yeah, so
yeah.
so go check both of our sites. Go check Instagram, like the
Yeah.
pictures, comment on this video after it gets posted. Um,
Yeah.
would you like
Yeah.
to say anything else to anybody who's out there listening? We have 1 minute left.
Thank you for coming here, and I really appreciate this beautiful Instagram here, and thank you for sharing this time with me, Aaron. This is really, really
Thank
nice.
you.
And yeah, stay
Yeah.
peaceful, everybody. Stay happy, and yeah.
Thank you
That's
so
it.
much for
Thank
joining.
you.
And thank you for joining. Thank you for being here, Sabina. I really appreciate you taking the time and scheduling out and just being present. So thank
Thank
you.
you. Talk
Yes.
to you soon. Okay.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Ciao. Ciao.